This House will come back to order. House will come back to order. Mr. Clerk, would you ring the bell, please? The clerk will read the caption to a group of privileged resolutions. Clerk will read.
Encouraging all Georgians to participate in the 2020 census to ensure a complete and accurate count. Recognizing April 3rd, 2020 as Community Activist Day to acknowledge the unsung hero activists and their strength, selfless courage, and hopeful actions that create a positive and much improved future. And for other purposes, that completes the reading of the privileged resolutions.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the privileged resolutions? The chair hears none, and the resolutions are adopted. What purpose does the chairman of the Rules Committee rise?
Make a motion.
State your motion.
Recommit Senate Bill 316 and 336 to rules.
The chairman of the Rules Committee has moved that Senate Bill 316 and Senate Bill 336 be recommitted to the Rules Committee. Is there objection? Is there objection? The chair hears none, and those are back in the Rules Committee. Clerk will read the caption to Senate Bill 431.
Senate Bill 431 by Senator Wilkinson of the 50th, Tippins of the 37th, Black of the 8th, Brass of the 28th, and Martin of the 9th. Be titled an act to amend Code Section 22-210 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to annual performance evaluations so as to provide for a definition of on-time graduation rate. This bill having referred to the Committee on Education, that committee recommends that this bill do pass.
Chair recognizes Chairman Nix to present the bill. But before he does, you can go ahead and go up there. I want y'all to know that today is Chairman Nix's birthday. Happy birthday to Chairman Randy Nix. So you can't ever say I didn't get you anything for your birthday.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I've said so many times during the session, when we're always here in the winter, it's a cold day somewhere when we're here, and I'm getting happy birthday. So I'm not sure where it's cold at, Mr. Speaker, but it's a cold day in somewhere. Senate Bill 431. This is a short bill, fairly simple. There's a complex formula, but let me tell you what it does. When students go to register to go to a school, a lot of times they will go in and they will register in July and August, and a lot of those students never actually go to that school. If that school has registered those students, even though they don't go in and never start there, they're counted on their graduation rate. So what this bill does, this bill sets October the 1st, said that the cohort of students that attend the school continuously from October 1 of the calendar year, 4 years prior to the calendar year, the regular date of graduation, that would be what was used to determine the graduation rate for the school. It's a better measure for the individual school. There's a lot of tracking they have to do to track down students who leave and who come in. But this gives the individual school itself a way to say, okay, this is what's happened when we get the kids here when they're in the 9th grade and they stay with us and we get them graduated. These are the percentage of those kids who graduate. So it's pretty simple there. If you get into all the calculations that go into graduation, it gets a little bit more difficult, but that's the simple version of it, Mr. Speaker, and I'll be glad to try to answer any questions.
I don't think you have any questions.
Well, thank you very much, and I'll go back over and start celebrating the rest of my birthday here with all my friends tonight on Friday night. Thank you.
Would you have it any other way? Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All those in favor of the passage of Senate Bill 431 will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines.
Alexander, Anulowitz, Barr, Barton, Belton, Bennett, Bentley, Benton, Beverly, Blackman, Bodie, Bruce, Burns, Carpenter, Carson, Jokas, Clark H., Collins, Cooper, Corbett, Dempsey, Dickey, Dollar, Drenner, Dubnik, Efstration, England, Irwin, Fleming, Fry, Gaines, Gardner, Clanton, Gravely, Harrell, Hatchett, Hawkins, Hitchens, Holcomb, Holmes, Houston, Hughley, Jackson M., Jaspers, Jones J., Kelly, Kendrick, Knight, LaHood, LaRicchia, Lumsden, Martin, Mathiak, McCall, Morris G., Newton, Nix, Oliver, Parrish, Parsons, Petrie, Perkel, Powell, Reeves, Rhodes, Rich, Ridley, Rutledge, Scoggins, Setzler, Silcox, Smith L., Smith R., Smith V., Smyrie, Stevens R., Tankersley, Tanner, Tarvin, Taylor, Thomas E., Trammell, Washburn, Watson, Welch, Werkheiser, Wiedauer, Williams A., Williamson, Yurda, Allen, Bazemore, Bernal, Cannon, Carter, Clark D., Clark J., Cook, Davis, Douglas, Dreyer, Donahue, Earnhardt, Earhart, Evans, Frazier, Gilligan, Gertler, Henson, Hill, Hogan, Holland, Holly, Hobson, Hobson, Howard, Hutchinson, Jackson D., Jones S., Jones T., Jones V., Couch, Kennard, Lopez Romero, Marin, McLean, McLaurin, McLeod, Meeks, Mitchell, Moore B, Moore C, Morris M, Nelson, Wen, Paris, Prince, Pullen, Robichaud, Saints, Schofield, Scott, Shannon, Sharper, Smith M, Stevens M, Stevenson, Thomas A.M., Turner, Walensky, Wilkerson, Williams M.F., Williams N., Wilson, Beasley Teague, Bonner,
Yes.
Buckner,
Yes.
Burchett, Caldwell,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Cantrell,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Dukes, Gamble,
Yes.
Gilliard, Gordon, Green,
Yes.
Gullett,
Yes.
Jones, J.B.,
Yes.
Kirby,
Yes.
Lott,
Yes.
Mathis,
Yes.
Metz,
Yes.
Momtahan,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Pruitt, Rogers, Singleton,
Yes.
Stovall,
Yes.
Williams R, Bazemore, Beasley Teague, Beverly, Bodie, Burnow. I think Bodie was a yes. Burnow did not sound. I'll sound again. Burnow, Carpenter, Collins, Cook, Davis, Dempsey, Dickey, Dollar, Dreyer, Evstration, Evans, Gardner, Gilliard, Gordon, Hitchens, Hutchinson, Jaspers, Jones, J. Jones, V. Martin, McLeod, Mitchell, Powell, Prince, Ridley, Robichaud, Schofield, Scott, Smyrie, Taylor, Washburn, Werkheiser, Williams, R.
Yes.
Williamson.
Okay, members will take a moment and review the board. Be sure it's correct. Okay, Mr. Clerk, you can lock the machine on the passage of Senate Bill 431. The ayes are 122, the nays are 0. This bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. Clerk will read the caption to, I think my ride's here. Clerk will read the caption to Senate Bill 346.
Senate Bill 346 by Senator Black of the 8th, Burke of the 11th, Anderson of the 24th, Harrell of the 40th, and Payne of the 54th to be entitled an act to amend Article 2, Chapter 50 of Title 43 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to the State Board of Veterinary Medicine so as to increase the membership of the State Board of Veterinary Medicine and authorize a registered veterinary technician member. This bill I'm referred to the Committee on Agriculture and Consumer Affairs. That committee recommends that this bill do pass.
Chair recognizes Representative Perkle to present the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. I bring before your consideration SB 346. It is a veterinarian bill. Section 1 adds a member to the veterinary board, which is the vet tech. Section 2 allows for the creation of a professional health program to monitor and rehabilitate impaired veterinarians. It's the same program that we established for human doctors in the 80s. This is for animal doctors. If this bill looks familiar, it's because it is. We actually voted this bill out last year. It passed the Senate, had a little misunderstanding with second floor that has been straightened out, but it's the same bill that we voted on the last time. Those of you that are concerned about your voting consistency, I don't know how exactly you voted, but the vote was 165 to 1. I'll let you make your own determination on that, but that is Senate Bill 346. It was SB 75. I'll stand for questions if there are any, Mr. Speaker.
Do not see any questions.
Thank you.
Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All those in favor of the passage of Senate Bill 346 will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines.
Alexander, Anulowitz, Barr, Barton, Belton, Bennett, Bentley, Benton, Beverly, Blackman, Bodie, Bruce, Burns, Carpenter, Carson, Jokas, Clark H., Collins, Cooper, Corbett, Dempsey, Dickey, Dollar, Drenner, Dubnik, F. Stration, England, Irwin, Fleming, Fry, Gaines, Gardner, Glanton, Gravely, Harrell, Hatchett, Hawkins, Hitchens, Holcomb, Holmes, Houston, Hughley, Jackson M., Jaspers, Jones J., Kelly, Kendrick, Knight, LaHood, Laricchia, Lumsden, Martin, Mathiak, McCall, Morris G., Newton, Nix, Oliver, Parrish, Parsons, Petrie, Perkel, Powell, Reeves, Rhodes, Rich, Ridley, Rutledge, Scoggins, Setzler, Silcox, Smith L., Smith R., Smith V., Smyrie, Stevens R., Tankersley, Tanner, Tarvin, Taylor, Thomas E., Trammell, Washburn, Watson, Welch, Werkheiser, Wiedauer, Williams A., Williamson, Yerda, Allen, Bazemore, Bernau, Cannon, Carter, Clark D., Clark J., Cook, Davis, Douglas, Dreyer, Donahue, Earhart, Evans, Frazier, Gilligan, Gertler, Henson, Hill, Hogan, Holland, Holly, Hobson, Howard, Hutchinson, Jackson D., Jones S., Jones T., Jones V., Couch, Kennard, Lopez Romero, Marin, McLaren, McLean, McLeod, Meeks, Mitchell, Moore B., Moore C., Morris M., Nelson, Huen, Paris, Prince, Pullen, Robichaux, Saints, Schofield, Scott, Shannon, Sharper, Smith M., Stevens M., Stevenson, Thomas A.M., Turner, Walensky, Wilkerson, Williams M.F., Williams N., Wilson, Beasley Teague, Bonner,
Yes.
Buckner,
Yes.
Burchett, Caldwell,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Cantrell, Dickerson, Dukes, Gamble,
Yes.
Gilliard, Gordon, Green,
Yes.
Gullett,
Yes.
Jones, J.B.,
Yes.
Kirby, Lott,
Yes.
Mathis,
Yes.
Metz,
Yes.
Momtahan,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Pruitt, Rogers, Singleton,
Yes.
Stovall, Williams R,
Yes.
Beasley Teague, Cantrell,
Yes.
Cook, Dempsey, Dickerson, Dollar, Dryer, Estration, Evans, Gilliard, Gordon, Henson, Hobson, Jackson D, Jaspers, Jones
Yes.
V, Powell, Prince, Ridley, Scott, Smyrie, Stovall, Taylor.
Okay, members will take a moment and look at the board. Make sure it's correct. Clerk will lock the machines on the passage of Senate Bill 346. The ayes are 133, the nays are 0. This bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. Yeah. Because he got ready. Clerk will read the caption to Senate Bill 303.
Senate Bill 303 by Senator Watson, the 1st, Jones of the 25th, Butler of the 55th, Honorman of the 45th, Martin of the 9th, and others. Be titled an act to amend Chapter 24, Title 33, the official code of Georgia annotated relating to insurance generally so as to provide for greater transparency of prices for non-emergency health care services. This bill having been referred to the Committee on Special Committee on Quality Health Care. That committee recommends that this bill do pass by committee substitute.
Chair recognizes Chairman Newton to present the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I think we've made some amazing progress along with our colleagues across the hall on items that we think will make great protections for Georgia consumers, in particular when they have health care needs. The work on surprise billing, while it's come far, is still being completed. But there's another piece to that consumers care about, and that's the affordability of their health care. If care that's not affordable is not really accessible, and that's why we have a committee to look at that. I'm excited to work with a colleague across the hall, Senator Ben Watson, on Senate Bill 303. This Senate bill will, along with our approval, will create a new code section that will require insurers. Remember, insurers are the ones you send your money to monthly for you and your family. The insurers will require to have a public accessible website with information regarding the in-network costs for healthcare services, and in addition to that, quality metrics. If you look at the bill, the first lines 15 through 62 are largely definitions. The real meat of the bill comes on line 83, and that's where the insurer that you use is required to have a notification on their website of the actual amount that is being paid to a particular service provider, whether it's a hospital, an ambulatory surgery center, an imaging center. Even more important, they're required to have a calculator that'll let you calculate how much out of pocket it's going to cost you. And since cost is not valuable unless you already know or also know the quality of the service, these websites will take data that's being collected other places, will require the insurer to right next to the place where you have the price for a particular service, you'll also have that hospital or maybe multiple hospital or centers quality available too. What this would do, if you needed an MRI, it might give you the possibility of looking at several in-network options through your insurance. You could look on their website, you could see the different in-network places you could have this done. You would have their quality to determine if there was any difference in quality, but you're also going to have the price that they're paid and also the amount that's going to be out of pocket for you. That could be true of a knee replacement. You could compare it being done in a hospital or an ambulatory surgery center. It could be done you could have an imaging center or a hospital-based radiologic procedure, or maybe multiple hospitals that you have in your network would be available to show you how much it's going to cost at the different places, and then it would let you, as a consumer, start to shop, to actually look at quality and price together in an easily accessible, transparent website. We think this is going to start with the commissioner. The department will make decisions about what procedures are appropriate for this, and we'll expand it as much as possible. These are elective. Emergencies and complications obviously involve things that someone can't always give you a price up front for, but there's so many things in healthcare where you can look at, and if you can find price and quality, and it's right there with the insurance plan that you have, you'll be able to make a more informed decision, and I think we can move to a more affordable healthcare as well as this message and this information becomes more capable and more accessible. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I'll be glad to answer any questions regarding Senate Bill 303.
You do not appear to have any questions.
Well, with that, Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the consideration and hopefully favorable consideration, and I yield the will.
I'm sorry, there is a question. My bad, I didn't see you trying to be recognized. Chair recognizes Representative Davis. That's you, isn't it?
No,
Okay.
no, Jasmine Clark.
Huh?
Representative Jasmine
Clark.
108. Does the gentleman yield?
Certainly.
Just curious, you said that the insurance company is going to have to tell you the quality. And you said it was going to come from all these different places. What entity decides the quality of one facility versus another facility? Who's the deciding entity that gives each facility their rating?
That's a great question, and I thank the lady for that. The quality, a lot of these metrics are admission rates along with readmission rates or complication rates. Those are already being gathered by the facilities, so we're not trying to add new regulations or new burdens to some of our overburdened hospitals, but a lot of these are being reported already either to CMS or HealthGrades or healthcare.gov. What this will do is will allow the insurer to get that information from the hospital that's already being an in-network hospital that they have an agreement with. That's how they're in-network. And then it will allow them to pull that information that's already being gathered. And as we gather more quality information, I'm sure it will expand, but this is publicly available already. This will just put it in a way where the consumer can get to it without having to know how to navigate multiple different government and non-governmental agency websites. It'll put it on the website for your particular insurance plan for the network that you're in. So it'll give you the real cost for you, and it'll also have next to that the quality for the different facilities that you might be able to choose from.
And does the gentleman further yield?
Certainly.
Will that quality be in the form of stars, check marks, or is there going to be a number system, like out of 10? Like how is it expected for this information to be delivered to the public as they're shopping for places to
There is a current federal, if you look on line 65 in particular, there's a hierarchical condition category methodology, all capitalized. It's something that CMS is gathering now. It's well vetted to make sure it's it allows for fairness between a facility that, say, has a high number of hypertensive or diabetic patients versus another one that has very few. So it risk adjusts that data so that you're really comparing apples to apples. You're not unfavorably comparing one that takes higher risk individuals comparing with someone who takes really low-risk individuals. So by using that hierarchical condition category methodology through CMS right now, it will allow that you get really true risk-adjusted, not just patient selection bias, but you'll get risk-adjusted quality data. That's a great question.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. If there are no other questions, Mr. Speaker, I'll yield the will.
I don't see any further questions. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to adopting the committee substitute? The chair hears none. The committee substitute is adopted. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All those in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines and call the roll.
Alexander, Anulowicz, Barr, Barton, Belton, Bennett, Bentley, Benton, Beverly, Blackman, Bodie, Bruce, Burns, Carpenter, Carson, Chokus, Clark H., Collins, Cooper, Corbett, Dempsey, Dickey, Dollar, Drenner, Dubnik, Evstration, England, Irwin, Fleming, Fry, Gaines, Gardner, Glanton, Gravely, Harrell, Hatchett, Hawkins, Hitchens, Holcomb, Holmes, Houston, Hughley, Jackson M., Jaspers, Jones J., Kelly, Kendrick, Knight, LaHood, LaRicchia, Lumsden, Martin, Mathiak, McCall, Morris G., Newton, Nix, Oliver, Parrish, Parsons, Petrie, Perkel, Powell, Reeves, Rhodes, Rich, Ridley, Rutledge, Scoggins, Setzler, Silcox, Smith L., Smith R., Smith V., Smyrie, Stevens R., Tankersley, Tanner, Tarvin, Taylor, Thomas E., Trammell, Washburn, Watson, Welch, Werkheiser, Wiedauer, Williams A., Williamson, Yerda, Allen, Bazemore, Bernau, Cannon, Carter, Clark D., Clark J., Cook, Davis, Douglas, Dreyer, Donahue, Earhart, Evans, Frazier, Gilligan, Gertler, Henson, Hill, Hogan, Holland, Holly, Hobson, Howard, Hutchinson, Jackson D, Jones S, Jones T, Jones V, Couch, Kennard, Lopez Romero, Marin, McLean, McLaurin, McLeod, Meeks, Mitchell, Moore B, Moore C, Morris M, Nelson, Wen, Paris, Prince, Pullen, Robichaux, Saints, Schofield, Scott, Shannon, Sharper, Smith M, Stevens M, Stevenson, Thomas A.M., Turner, Walensky, Wilkerson, Williams M.F., Williams N., Wilson, Beasley Teague, Bonner,
Yes.
Buckner,
Yes.
Burchett,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Cantrell,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Dukes, Gamble, Gilliard,
Yes.
Gordon, Green,
Yes.
Gullett,
Yes.
Jones J.B.,
Yes.
Kirby,
Yes.
Lott,
Yes.
Mathis,
Yes.
Metz,
Yes.
Momtahan,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Pruitt, Rogers, Singleton,
No.
Stovall, Williams R,
Yes.
Beasley Teague, Bodie, Cooper, Douglas, Dreyer, Gilliard, Gordon, Powell, Prince, Ridley, Taylor, Thomas A.M., Williams A.
Members should take a moment and look at the board and be sure that it is accurate. Mr. Clerk, you may lock the machine on the passage of Senate Bill 303. The ayes are 128, the nays are 7. This bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. Clerk will read the caption to Senate Bill 462.
Senate Bill 462 by Senator Kennedy, the 18th, Gooch, the 51st, Dugan, the 30th, Jones, the 25th, Mullis, the 53rd. To be titled an act to amend Title 7 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to banks and finance so as to transfer duties, powers, responsibilities, and other authority relative to industrial loans from the Industrial Loan Commissioner to the Department of Banking and Finance. This bill has been referred to the Committee on Banks and Banking. That committee recommends that this bill do pass by committee substitute.
Chair recognizes Representative Williamson to present the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of the House, I'm here today to present Senate Bill 462, the House Committee Substitute LC 500109S. Quite simply, this Senate bill passed the Senate 54 to nothing. The only reason it's a committee substitute is the effective date. For budgetary reasons, we're setting it July the 1st, 2020. It transfers the Georgia Industrial Loan Act from the Department of Insurance to where it should have been more appropriate, will be more appropriately administered under the Georgia Department of Banking and Finance. It was vetted twice through the Insurance Committee and came out without objection unanimously. Quite simply, it's going to offer operational efficiencies to the regulated companies in a very, very professional manner by the Georgia Department of Banking and Finance. And at the same time, it's going to save Georgia taxpayers, according to the Department of Audits, about $190,000 a year. And seriously, quite simply, that's all it does, is moves, doesn't change any terms and conditions of the products, moves it from one regulating entity to another. And to the best of my knowledge, Georgia is the only state where the Department of Insurance regulates a financial services industry such as this one. Be happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, I ask for your favorable consideration and yield the well.
I do not see any questions.
I yield the well. Thank you.
Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to adopting the committee substitute? The chair hears none. The committee substitute is adopted. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All those in favor of the passage of Senate Bill 462 will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines.
Alexander, Anulowicz, Barr, Barton, Belton, Bennett, Bentley, Benton, Beverly, Blackman, Bodie, Bruce, Carpenter, Carsons, Burns, Chokus, Clark H., Collins, Cooper, Corbett, Dempsey, Dickey, Dollar, Drenner, Dubnik, Evstration, England, Irwin, Fleming, Fry, Gaines, Gardner, Glanton, Gravely, Harrell, Hatchett, Hawkins, Hitchens, Holcomb, Holmes, Houston, Hughley, Jackson M., Jaspers. Jones, J. Kelly. Kendrick. Knight. LaHood. LaRicchia. Lumsden. Martin. Mathiak. McCall. Morris, G. Newton. Nix. Oliver. Parrish. Parsons. Petrie. Perkel. Powell. Reeves. Rhodes. Rich. Ridley. Rutledge. Scoggins. Setzler. Silcox. Smith L. Smith R. Smith V. Smyrie. Stevens R. Tankersley. Tanner. Tarvin. Taylor. Thomas E. Trammell. Washburn. Watson. Welch. Werkheiser. Wiedauer. Williams A. Williamson. Yurda. Allen. Bazemore. Bernau. Cannon. Carter. Clark D. Clark J. Cook. Davis. Douglas. Dreyer. Donahue. Earhart. Evans. Frazier. Gilligan. Gertler. Henson. Hill. Hogan. Holland. Holly. Hobson. Howard. Hutchinson. Jackson D. Jones S. Jones T. Jones V. Couch. Kennard. Lopez Romero. Marin. McLean. McLaurin. McLeod. Meeks. Mitchell. Moore B. Moore C. Morris M. Nelson. Wen. Paris. Prince. Pullen. Robichaud. Saints. Schofield. Scott. Shannon. Sharper. Smith M. Stevens M. Stevenson. Thomas A.M. Turner. Walensky. Wilkerson. Williams M.F. Williams N. Wilson. Beasley Teague. Bonner.
Yes.
Buckner.
Yes.
Burchett.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Cantrell.
Yes.
Dickerson.
Yes.
Dukes. Gamble.
Yes.
Gilliard. Gordon. Green.
Yes.
Gullett. Jones,
Yes.
J.B.
Yes.
Kirby. Lott.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Metz.
Yes.
Momtahan.
Yes.
Park. Pruitt. Rogers. Singleton. Stovall.
Yes.
Williams, R.
Yes.
Anulowitz. Beasley Teague. Drenner.
Members will, oh, I'm sorry.
Dreyer. Gilliard. Gordon. Paris. Prince. Ridley. Silcox. Tarvin. Taylor. Thomas E. Turner.
Okay, members will now take a moment and reflect on the board and make sure that it is accurate. And Mr. Clerk, you may lock the machines on the passage of Senate Bill 462. The ayes are 136, the nays are 0. This bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. Clerk will read the caption to Senate Bill 358.
Senate Bill 358 by Senator Harper the 7th, Sims the 12th, Burke of the 11th, Walker of the 20th, Black of the 8th, and others, to be entitled an act to amend Article 3 of Chapter 3, Title 50 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to state symbols, so as to designate the muscadine grape as the official state grape. This bill having referred to the Committee on Agriculture and Consumer Affairs, that committee recommends that this bill do pass.
Chair recognizes Representative Perkle to present Senate Bill 358.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 358. In 6 weeks, we will begin the harvest of the muscadines. The state of Georgia produces more muscadines than anyone in the world. We are the leading producer. We have the largest muscadine orchard in the world in Irwin County, between Lax and Ray. In Irwin County is between 700 and 850 acres in an orchard down there. I was asked earlier if I knew the difference between a muscadine and a scuppernong. It turns out the scuppernong is a variety of muscadine. This will be interesting to one of our members, Chairman Hogan in the top, who likes great trivia. It was first found along the Scuppernong River in northeastern North Carolina, so it's a variety. We produce more. We have the largest and oldest muscadine breeding program in the world at the University of Georgia, and it's only proper that this be the muscadine designated as official Georgia grape. That's what I have, Mr. Speaker. in October.
Does he have, is there any questions?
Thank you.
If you have a question, you need to jump up and down and do a somersault so I can see you. No questions. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All those in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines.
Alexander, Anulowicz, Barr, Barton, Belton, Bennett, Bentley, Benton, Beverly, Blackman, Bodie, Bruce, Burns, Carpenter, Carson, Chokus, Clark H., Collins, Cooper, Corbett, Dempsey, Dickey, Dollar, Drenner, Dubnik, Efstration, England, Irwin, Fleming, Fry, Gaines, Gardner, Glanton, Gravely, Harrell, Hatchett, Hawkins, Hitchens, Holcomb, Holmes, Houston, Hughley, Jackson M., Jaspers, Jones J., Kelly, Kendrick, Knight, LaHood, LaRicchia, Lumsden, Martin, Mathiak, McCall, Morris G., Newton, Nix, Oliver, Parrish, Parsons, Petrie, Perkel, Powell, Reeves, Rhodes, Rich, Ridley, Rutledge, Scoggins, Setzler, Silcox, Smith L., Smith R., Smith V., Smyrie, Stevens R., Tankersley, Tanner, Tarvin, Taylor, Thomas E., Trammell, Washburn, Watson, Welch, Werkheiser, Wiedauer, Williams A., Williamson, Yerda, Allen, Bazemore, Bernau, Cannon, Carter, Clark D., Clark J., Cook, Davis, Douglas, Dreyer, Donahue, Earhart, Evans, Frazier, Gilligan, Gertler, Henson, Hill, Hogan, Holland, Holly, Hobson, Howard, Hutchinson, Jackson D., Jones S., Jones T., Jones V., Couch, Kennard, Lopez Romero, Marin, McLean, McLaurin, McLeod, Meeks, Mitchell, Moore, B, Moore, C, Morris, M, Nelson, Wen, Paris, Prince, Pullen, Robichaud, Saints, Schofield, Scott, Shannon, Sharper, Smith, M, Stevens, M, Stevenson, Thomas, A.M., Turner, Walensky, Wilkerson, Williams, M.F., Williams, N, Wilson, Beasley, Teague, Bonner,
Yes.
Buckner,
Yes.
Burchett,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Cantrell,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Dukes, Gamble,
Yes.
Gilliard, Gordon, Green, Gullett,
Yes.
Jones, J.B.,
Yes.
Kirby,
Yes.
Lott,
Yes.
Mathis,
Yes.
Metz,
Yes.
Momtahan,
Yes.
Park, Pruitt, Rogers, Singleton,
Yes.
Stovall, Williams, R,
Yes.
Alexander, Anulowitz, Beasley, T, Blackman, Dreyer, Fleming, Gilliard, Gordon, Green, Jackson, M,
Yes.
Jaspers, Kelly, Mathiak, Paris, Powell, Prince, Pullen, Jaspers, Ridley, Setzler, Stovall, Taylor, Thomas E., Turner, Wilkerson, Williams A.
Members will look at the board and make sure it's correct. And the clerk will lock the machine on the passage of Senate Bill 358. The ayes are 135. The nays are 0. This bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. I'm not sure if she's in the house now, but I hope you'll help me wish a happy birthday today to Representative Hobson. Representative Hobson. Okay, House Bill 1148 will be postponed to the next legislative day. House Bill 1195 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 394 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 249 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 294 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 306 is postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 310 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 318 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 337 will be postponed until the next legislative day. Senate Bill 340 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 395 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 408 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 430 will be postponed until the next legislative day. Senate Bill 442 will be postponed to the next legislative day. Senate Bill 443 will be postponed until the next legislative day. Senate Bill 482 will be postponed until the next legislative day. Senate Bill 489 will be postponed until the next legislative day. Any announcements? We have no announcements. The chair recognizes the majority leader of the House for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House stand adjourned until 10 a.m. Saturday, June the 20th, 2020.
The majority leader has moved that this House be adjourned until 10 o'clock a.m. on Saturday, June the 20th, 2020. That is tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, 10 a.m. All those in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed will say no. The ayes have it, and this House will be adjourned until 10 o'clock a.m. Saturday morning.